Good morning. My question to you today is, what are you choosing today? So many people say they desire something, they want something, they state it. They say categorically they want this particular change in their life. And let's face it, most of us would say we want financial freedom, we want time freedom, we want more choices in our life. Is there anyone on here that would say that that's not what they want? And yet, so many, you give them a way to get that, but they're not willing to get out of their own way. There's all sorts of stories that come up when you are required to give more of yourself, when you're required to face your fears and do it anyway, when you're required to learn new skills. Everybody's got these stories that it's like they're in a Mary Poppins carpet bag that they pull out one at a time. And the reality is we are bypassing our own results, our own potential. So we stay stuck in that perpetual potential, that cycle of I'm going to one day, or I'd love to. And we're all guilty of this. This is not a message to lay any guilt on you, because I'm talking to myself as well, that this is part of the human condition where we don't do what we say we want to do. And a lot of that is conquering these habitual thoughts, these stories that so often we're conditioned with. And say, for instance, our money story. We all have a money story from our past conditioning, our cultures, what we grew up believing from our parents. And so often that leads to people not being open to receiving abundance. And then people will say, if they have a faith, they'll say, I'm waiting on God. Well, what about if you turn those tables and said, God's waiting on you? He has already given you everything within you to succeed, to live an abundant life. And people are triggered by abundance, are triggered by money. Why? Money is just an energy. And abundance is God's gift to us. If you don't look around in nature and see the abundance of this world and the beauty of the trees and the sunsets, the beaches, the flowers, in a child, there is so much abundance out there. And are you willing to be open to receive yours? How we live from that abundant well matters. Do you see yourself as in lack, or do you see yourself as abundant, regardless of your circumstances? And this is something that's really, really real, because you look at people that perhaps financially have more than enough and are very secure, and yet they live in lack. And then you get the ones that have enough to pay their bills, but they don't have a lot of extra, who live in abundance. So what are you choosing today? These are all very important questions on the entrepreneur pathway that I'm on, and that many people seek. It's very much a journey within yourself to discover how we get in our own way, how we block our own success, and how we actually self-sabotage our results. And at the core of that, the question I ask to you is, do you feel you're worthy of it? Are you more concerned about the opinions of others that don't even understand the process and what it actually takes? Or are you just going to stay in that one day realm where you're waiting? It's almost like you're waiting to get an email or a messenger from God to say, now's your time. Well, I'm telling you, if you don't see the opportunities around you right here and now that are everywhere. We are living in an era where there is just so much on our doorway, on so much on a platter given to us. And I guess the question is, are you willing to take up your mantle? Are you willing to pick it up and run with it? Run with it. Trust, have faith that the journey will unfold. Nothing will change if nothing changes, and we hear it, but I really want you to sit and let that sink into you today, whether it be your health, whether it be in a relationship that is going nowhere and you're miserable. If there's no changes, nothing will change. In fact, it probably will diminish. And yeah, we need to seize the moment, to seize now, to know that we have everything within us and to get out of our own way. I'm going to leave you with that. Have a wonderful day and ask yourself each and every day, what am I choosing today? Am I doing what I say I desire? What am I doing towards what I desire? If that's more financial freedom, to be able to make choices, to have more security and not be driven by money. People that are in lack, that's all they think about is money, because there's never enough. But when you think about it as far as it's just an energy, it's a tool that you can use to make all sorts of things happen, to impact the lives of other people. It's just a vehicle, but we're not connected to it, because when you make that your God, that's when it doesn't have resourceful implications. But when you just use it to be able to live wholeheartedly, to be able to express what's within your heart and share your abundance, so many amazing things can happen. So I just know when I was in healthcare, so many old women said to me, I left it too late, dear, don't you? And my pleading with you today is, don't leave it too late. I tell this to myself each and every day. What actions are you taking, Rob, that, towards the life that you desire? And to choose to live with full contentment, knowing each and every day that I'm taking responsibility, I'm working towards my goal, and it is unfolding as I evolve. And it's so exciting, because this journey is a journey of our own evolution, of our revelation, really, of God at play within us. And there's something that I read not long ago, and it said, what if everything turns out better than you expected? By stepping through your fears, by opening that door, and by backing yourself. If you're just settling and tolerating something over and over again, I really encourage and invite you to think about it and think about, how is that serving me? What changes can I make towards living a life that I love, a life where I am abundant, a life where my overflow gets to impact and meet the needs of other people. Happy Tuesday, everybody.